Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our Indy. This is Captain April, and these are the days of our Indy.
Okay, this one took a little while to get to, but just because it was so odd, I'm not sure I wanted to. But I forget. Okay, I got to see what's going on with this one. It's a little more elaborate than latest efforts. I'll give her credit for that. This one actually took some planning and a little forethought, and as a result, is a bit more on the entertaining side. That's like I said. A lot of times, like, when there's actually some plot for this, sometimes just sit back and just watch it for the entertainment value. And this definitely falls in there because the content per se is moderately enticing, but just because you see stuff. But basically, you got person on gaming with a friend loses a bet, has to dress up as Miquella, whoever this character is. I assume it's another gaming thing, and then start playing with a horsecock dildo. And yes, they do make them. There's a gal on Pornhub, Brooke Dillinger. That's part of her big thing. These big gigantic, it's a giant dildo in the shape of a horsecock. And it's probably a good thing that Indy did do this on her period, so there's no penetration because she was in active bleeding stage, so that would have been a horror show. I mean, we've seen her do bigger around dildos before, and after a while, but it's like, just no. That blunt end would be a problem anyway. It's just no, just don't. Why the hell she has this thing in the first place? I don't know. Probably just for something like this as a gag, but it's about 15 minutes of actual video there. When it's like kind of goofy. Which I'll give her points on that one. And you get her trying to rub the thing and get against her crotch and stuff. And the sounds, there's certain auditory, it'll kick on things, but it's mostly just lubricate with a bunch of fake cum, and it's mostly a foot job thing, which I know she told me herself when she was still talking. She doesn't really enjoy the foot job thing. It's she's doing it strictly for the views. She's got a segment of her dwindling audience that likes this kind of weird stuff. My theory is the only reason that is enticing at all is because it's weird. It is unusual for some gal to jerk you off with her feet. I don't see how that just sensation would be really all that great. It's like you don't have much. You're more likely to sustain injury, that sort of thing. But then after the video, then we got the behind the scenes stuff. And this is where I start getting some questions here about of at what point do the logistics of keeping up this trans thing become too much in your rapidly advancing years, Indy? You're pushing 30 now. This is a young kid's game to do this kind of crap. Most of them grow out of it by the time they're 25. You started when you're 27. You're already behind the 8 ball on that one. But it's like, and changing the outfit. Couldn't find a binder that worked, and when she found one, and it still didn't have a tussle, so she straps her tits down with roll of Coban, and it's a device not. It's like couldn't breathe. It's then. But also, it's like, what was the point in that in the first place? You're wearing the dress the whole time. You're not flashing the tits, and also like when he got up and wearing the packer in the underwear, but at no point do we ever see indications that this character she's doing has a dick or even is male at all. In fact, the thing is with the dress, and the thing comes on, it's like, oh, there's the female genitalia on full display. Which to the average viewer is like, well, okay, we got a tomboy here. We got a girl. You know? And again, Indy, that's not a bad word. Guys love tomboys, always have. Going through all things, usually, you know, when they've got a movie or something, the more interesting character is the tomboy. You know, if there's the girly girl, then you got the tomboy. The tomboy is much more interesting, much more engaging, much more enticing character. But there's this whole thing of strapping on the breast for no fucking reason. Or that packer in the underwear for no fucking reason. It does not play any part of the video at all. It's strictly performance. It's like, what point does this become too much of a pain in the ass? When it's finally going to dawn and it just, fuck sticking this plastic thing in my shorts or strap it down my breast so I can't just get a sports bra, get dressed, go about your day. You know, accept who and what you actually are. Stop listening to the voices in your head they're saying differently. They're lying to you. They always have. You know it. I'll tell you one thing. With this election, and we can finally get some sane people giving orders to the health industry. Get Rachel Levine out of it. Why is an idiot even wearing that? That's the Admiral uniform is that's for the Surgeon General. Not the Secretary of the Department. So they didn't mull the way that just totally get this idiot out of here. Stop pushing this crap. We've lost at least a generation of these morons. How many lives have been destroyed by pushing this crap? And again, why I'm pushing so hard, I'm trying, Indy, for your life not to be one of them. You've been through enough shit as it is, for Christ's sakes. Don't add to it. Don't volunteer to be destroyed. God. But once we can get them to stop putting the orders coming, stop. No more. We're not rescinding all this shit. Therapists, you can become therapists again and treat your patients and not cheerlead them down the road to the meat grinder. You're interested to see how much of your team of therapists, Indy, will suddenly turn around and say, no, Indy, you're not trans. This is your other issues coming up to foreplay. No, coming up the fore and playing around. And these events in your life drove you to do this thing, and we need to rock this back some. Let's work on getting you integrated back into reality. This is going to take a long haul on all fronts, from the White House on down to you and me. Okay? And I mean the general, just folks talking, it's like, you fucking wake up. Look at the world around you. You are not a boy. That's early. That day cannot come soon enough when these therapists are finally unleashed from these idiotic protocols they've been bound by. Because a lot of us saying, no, once this patient says trans, we're stuck. We can't say anything, or they'll ruin us. They'll drive us out of the industry and revoke our licenses. Now, once that's released, okay, now that we can talk freely, Indy, let's walk this back here. What got you on this thing that you were a boy in the first place? And no, don't say you've always felt like this. Everyone feels awkward. That's not the same thing. It said in the court, you got a new theory. No, it's not a new. It's building on previous theories. Okay, but it's all the same thing. No, I'm still standing by the initial thing. This is not trans. This is your borderline personality and all the other disorders kicking you in the ass, and you're actually listening to them. I think as previously you didn't have a bunch of cheerleaders on the side, not just the therapists, but your fucking psychopathic, hangers on. We were throwing money at you to go further and further into this psychosis. You need to. It's not doing your business any good. The lineup you got for December, it's all femboy stuff. Are you trying to completely torpedo your career here? I mean, you're getting to a point, I don't know, even if you woke up tomorrow, that, yeah, this has been a massive mistake. I don't know if this can be rehabbed anytime soon. It's going to take a massive undertaking for you to walk this back. I don't know how much you'd have to apologize to people like me and everything else who drove away because, yeah, it's just like, no, we're right. And you're nuts. And it's time to get back and, get back into, treating this. So, but that's where we stand right now. It's, last one, yeah, it's interesting. The photo set was mostly good. That's where you get the plastic dick peeking in here and there, but not much. Although, frankly, you looked a little tired in the eyes there. That photo, it looked a little grueling there. You look kind of worn out there. It's like, which is, again, why she's not doing anything much this coming month, because she's worn out. There's not enough time to do a lot of stuff. But, God, Indy, please, for the love of God. Got to start waking up here. Because like last live stream, she raised not quite $25, and the way Fansly works, they get like 30% of that. I think 40, but around 30-40% is for Fansly right at the bottom. So even it's like the donate, no, just like this, no, that's not all going there. Okay. You want to reduce the size of the files to upload into the website. Don't make them massive. 1040 is enough. Okay, that will reduce the size right there of the file. And for download packages, I got ideas. Okay. Yeah, the whole thing, part of the thing about, going to broadcast schools, they teach a little bit about marketing, sales, imaging, There's a skill set there that you don't have, that I'm willing to share. Okay. I would like you to be a success in your chosen field. And it's not like you got a lot of marketable skills elsewhere. Okay, right now. I mean, you're a decent graphic artist, but you need a portfolio and something to go with that. But you say, Indy, just come on, start bringing it back to reality here. I've seen hints of you trying to, even if you don't really realize you're doing it yourself. I mean, how many videos of being transformed into a girl, or having to admit you're really a girl, and after trying to pass off as a boy, it's like, well, I'm not really come on, something's got to be fighting to get this straightened out and get out of this crap. Okay, a part of you knows you've gone too far and this ain't working. Like, playtime is coming to a screeching halt here. If nothing else, that's what that one thing, the landslide, Trump victory should tell you. This ain't going well, okay? For that particular segment, it's like the tide is turning. You might want to get ahead of this. I think that one might, shake up your therapist right there, knowing that but the current climate is growing. They're going to get their asses sued into oblivion. Patricia Mosley's lawsuits going forward, suing her doctors and supposed therapists, dragging her down thing. I think Chloe Cole's working on something there. Buddy Sinead in Scotland has got suits going and the stuff going on in there. It's like it's turning rather quickly. So you don't want to be on the wrong side of history here, Indy. Okay, you've got enough of a history of being in a very dubious position. Okay, your little feud with Belle Delphine, which went nowhere. that N-word tirade that got you booted off of was it ManyVids or My Free Cams, one of those things. Come on, all right. I mean, a lot of me chucked into being a stupid 20-something, but you're, like I said, you're pushing 30 now. Something's got to be clicking in here that's like, this is getting old on several fronts. So you got to start thinking that through this, okay? And actually thinking, really backing off on the pot, okay? That's not helping, really. It's stifling down a lot of stuff that probably should actually be coming to the surface and addressed, okay? And you definitely need new therapy. Either new therapists or the ones you've got have got to be unleashed so they can actually go back to doing their jobs and stop being cheerleaders. No, we'll talk at you later.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.